Hey everyone, welcome to my last Speedpaint video in this Inktober 2016 series, and it's for the 3 final days, days 29, 30th, 30th and 31st, sorry. And I started with a sketch of Dracula, Count Dracula, with Gary Oldman actually as Dracula in the 1992 movie. And for this one I went with a much darker background than usual so that it would look like nighttime, and his silhouette and the moon is much lighter, except the hair, because he had very dark hair and is attractive body, or whatever you want to call it, form. Anyway, I had a lot of fun doing this one. It went very fast, doing the sketch and the inking and all of that. I'm sorry I've missed the sketching. I was doing it from a still, obviously, from the movie, and it was really fast. I was surprised at how little time it took me to get something that resembled Gary Oldman as Count Dracula. I can't speak right now, apparently. I apologize. So yeah, I used my usual tools, and which is a paintbrush for the general inking, and for the face, because the face was quite small, I went with a fine liner. And after I've done the first ink wash and the line art, I then move on to adding some shading. There wasn't much shading on this one, and then I had the gold touch. This one was a bit of a challenge to know where to put the gold. I knew I wanted some on the hat, and I knew that the handle on his walking stick would be gold as well, but I needed something in between, so I went with the glasses, which are blue, I think, in the movie, if I remember correctly, and with buttons on his waistcoat and the brooch on his necktie. Now, the last couple of days of Inktober, it was Sunday and Monday, and on the weekend it's really difficult for me to actually get time to sketch and do something. So I started the sketch, the little one with the gargoyle on the left, on the Sunday, but I didn't have the time to do it, to finish it completely on the Sunday. So on the Monday I had 2 sketches to do, and I did actually the Day of the Dead inspired sketch. I did it a few days prior to the last day, because I knew I wanted to do this kind of character and this kind of portrait. So I'm just starting with the ink wash, and since I had 2 sketches ready, I did them at the same time, so I didn't have to remix ink and stuff like that for the ink washes, because I use only one ink that I dilute with water to get the lighter tones and values rather than tones. And oh, sorry about the banging, there's still some work happening, and they were quiet, they were having their lunchtime, but apparently they're back. Anyway, the gargoyle turned out very well. I was really happy. I used a couple of references for the design, and I'm really happy with how the sketch turned out. It's probably one of my favorite. It's very spooky and it's one of the scariest sketches I've ever done. I don't really do scary kind of scenes. If you've been following me, you can see it, the previous sketches, and 3 of the sketches I've sold, so I'm really happy about that. It's always motivating that people like my work. So I'm showing what I'm using, and it was really fun to do those wings. Now, the reference picture I was using for the gargoyle were pictures of, gargoyles, so they're statues, they're made of stones. So it's a bit different to work from what is already an illustration of a body. Like, of course, it's based on the man muscles and silhouette, but it's been abstracted by the person who created the gargoyle. So it's quite interesting. It's a lot of shortcuts, but I had fun doing it, and I'm doing the line work on the Day of the Dead inspired girl. I used a reference picture for the pose and the hat. It was a picture from a woman probably at the turn of the century, 1905, 1910. Yeah, that's what I mean. So she's got this very old style, I guess, but she had feathers on her head, and of course she didn't have the makeup, and I changed the dress a little bit. I simplified the dress. There was a lot of lace and ribbons and all of that. I just simplified. I did some flowers in her hair, and I'm going back to the gargoyle to add some more shading. And I really wanted this one to be done, so I went quite fast with the shading, but it worked out pretty good. I kind of knew where I wanted the shade to be because out of the way I did the shading on the block, on the cornerstone you were standing, crouching. And I'm adding the gold. I have put gold in his horns, his eyes, his teeth, and his claws. And I'm doing the fine line work on this girl. For the flowers and the details of the makeup, I used my pigment liner by Stella. I really like those ones. Mine 0.1 is starting to run out of ink, so that can be challenging sometimes. And I had so much fun doing those flowers. There's peonies, chrysanthemums, I'm not quite sure how you say that, roses and lilies. I think that's what I've put in there, and they all have a meaning. I mean, the lilies and the other ones, they're symbol of death and peace and whatever. And the roses is love, and the same for peonies. So I thought it worked well. I think lilies is a symbol of purity. I can't remember exactly. I used to know all this kind of stuff. Anyway, we're almost done. I'm gonna add some gold on her makeup, and I'm gonna add some gold in the flowers. And she's got a sugar skull pendant as well, which is going to be golden, and the trims on the dress as well. So that's pretty much it for these last 3 days. I will have one more Inktober video, and then after that I swear I'm done with Inktober. I will do a recap video and explain what I did for Inktober and how I managed to do 32 sketches during Inktober, and my hint and advice for people who might be attempting Inktober next year if they find this video then. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye!